Welcome back to the Nerdrotic channel. My name is Gary Beekler, and I am live in San Francisco, California, and I come to you from nerdrotic.com, and this is the Nerdrotic Nooner. Good morning, everybody. How you doing? Cato, Roan, Mary Ashmead with their wrenches, Brent Newman, hello, Filthy Farmer, Steele Johnson, Jess Reed, Halam 899. Greetings, everybody. SMU Pony. Everybody wants a pony for Christmas. Well, I don't, but I mean, that's a popular item, I guess. And Brent Newman. I already said your name. Hi, Brent. We'll say hi, Brent, twice. Alex Brown, Felipe Diaz. Greetings, everybody, as people roll in. I'm just going to start talking to y'all. I hope you had a great weekend. Hope you are ready for Christmas. Oh, my God. It just came up on us so fast. I'm still not done with my decorations. I still have like one phase to go with my decorations. We take it very serious here in the Nerdrotic household. Christmas, it's a big time for us, although we don't really get to enjoy it because Mrs. Nerdrotic works all the way up to Christmas Day because people need their hair done. It's very important. It's very important. Hey, that's at least one thing artificial intelligence can't take away yet is being a hairdresser. So I think we're safe on that one. And that, of course, is a reference to the almost 6-hour exozone we did this weekend that absolutely destroyed me, folks. I was so tired afterwards. I didn't realize it until after the show. And oh my God, I slept in till 9 o'clock in the morning. I never do that. Exozone was awesome zone, says Steele Johnson, a $2 super chat. Thank you so much. It was brilliant. It was so much fun. I don't remember what I said for half of it because I was a little tired towards the end. But Doomcock is a freaking warrior, man. That guy can just stream forever. I think he and I should try to do an 8-hour stream. That's the limit for live streaming, by the way, is 8 hours. And I think we should possibly, I don't know, maybe I can talk him into like a New Year's Day crazy exozone or something like that. We'll see if he's got time. He might not have time. Something like that. We can do it maybe next year. I don't know. It just hit my head right now. I shouldn't make plans for the guy. He's pretty busy. So am I. We are going to have a lot of cool stuff this week on the channel and on Patreon. We're doing 2 watch parties on Patreon. We're going to do Counterpart. We're going to do 2 episodes of Counterpart, and then we're going to do Farscape. And then, we're doing 3. Sorry. And a Doctor Who Christmas special on Christmas Day because it is so lame. I've heard the excuses. It is so lame that Doctor Who's not going to be on Christmas, but actually I'm kind of grateful that this doctor won't be tainting Christmas Day at all. So there you go. We won't have that to deal with. And New Year's Day, I'm sure the ratings will be just as good. Actually, I was looking at the ratings. I was doing a video concerning the US ratings, which will be coming out at 2:30 p.m. Pacific time. I was putting the finishing touches on right before I started this live stream. Having all kinds of problems with my editing software, by the way, which is I usually like to close out the program while I'm on a live stream because, so it doesn't kill my computer, but I can't because if I close it out, I'll probably lose the video again. Yeah. Doctor Who is at 35%. Yes, that actually happened while I went from 36 to 35 while I was recording the video, and I pointed it out. So you'll see. You guys will see. But they also came out with some ratings today that it is the average rating is the 5th highest for all of Doctor Who. And that's total spin. And they fail to mention a lot of things like Jodie Whittaker got the best time slot for any UK show, which is Sunday, which excuse me, which is equal to like the top time slot here in the States. It's either Sunday night or Monday night. Doctor Who used to air on Saturdays, which here in the States, nobody watches TV on Saturdays. Nobody. That's why you don't see a lot of scripted stuff come out on Saturdays here in the States, because people either watching sports or they're out partying. They don't pay attention to regular TV, and plus we're cord cutting like crazy over here, so that stuff is falling quite a bit. The ratings, by the way, for just any regular show. So yeah, it got 7.7 million viewers average, and we'll go over that in a second. I want some more people to roll in. Plus, also today's Nerdrotic Nooner is brought to you not by Pete's Coffee. And thank you for all the donations. I actually do put them towards the Pete's Coffee. So cheers. Mm. Oh, it's so glorious. Sports ball. Yeah, no sports ball. No sports ball. Used to be in the sports ball. You know the story. We don't need to tell it again. It's just one of the many things I've gotten used to losing. I maybe that just comes with age. You get old enough, and all the stuff you loved when you were younger just turns to crap or changes. And yes, some of the fact you got to factor in that I'm getting older. Tastes change, but I'm pretty cool with change. I'm not like I don't know. I'm a little I'm a little purist when I used to be purist when it comes to Spider-Man. But I'm okay with change with a lot of stuff. A great example is like Battlestar Galactica was the change I was totally cool with. That, you know, that kind of change is cool where you take it in a different reality and doing something different with it and not messing with original canon. That's fine. I dig that stuff. Like Marvel did it with the Ultimate Universe. It was great. I really enjoyed it. That's why Into the Spider-Verse is from the Ultimate Universe. Um, I saw some people, our friends over at me, did not like the movie. I loved it. I freaking loved it for what it was. All aboard the Nerdrotic train. What's up, Sayquist? How's it going? Rolo Cat, Gabriel Rosenberg. How are you? We'll always have Babylon 5. Yeah, I can't wait to like watch that in order, Gabriel. I'm really looking forward to doing that next year. It's one of those things I missed, and to my shame, Same with Farscape. Farscape has been brought me great joy. Great joy. That's when TV was just made to entertain. Remember those days? Remember when entertainment was really, you know, the priority? Making money was the priority. Trying to satisfy as many fans as possible. You can never satisfy all fandom. I understand that. Believe me, I sold comic books for 10 years. Fandom is a fickle beast, but you treat them with respect, you give them good stuff, and they'll love you forever. So it's worth dealing with the fickle beast that is fandom. Hollywood and the BBC are so late in the game. They've just never bothered to figure out nerds, figure out genre stuff, and they never will completely. You know, Kevin Feige is the one guy who understands it, and it looks like that's about to go by the wayside too, to be honest with you. I think he's either lost some power or has changed his ways. I was thinking about, you know, we see Brie Larson and her act outside of the films, kind of antagonizing fans, and I remember Terrence Howard, and I remember Edgar Wright, and these are two guys who, if they did not toe the MCU line to the letter, to the T, they were shown the freaking door. But Brie Larson can just get away with stuff. It's kind of funny. It's kind of weird. Thank you, Jess Reed, for the $5 super chat. $5 for the coffee to celebrate 15,000. Oh, yeah, we got to talk about that. As that will happen in the next few hours. Amazing how your channel has exploded in the last month. I have to acknowledge all the new subscribers and how grateful I am. And like, honestly, I wake up every morning just pumped up and fired up that this channel's been, you know, growing at a very sustained rate. Will it last forever? But probably not. But I'm just enjoying it right now. I'm enjoying the hell of it. I'm trying to do what I can to keep it going. Hopefully, you guys continue to enjoy what I provide for you. And if you don't, tell me. Tell me, you know, I'm all ears. And again, I have to consider I can't make everybody happy. I'm certainly going to piss some people off. It's not my intention. My intention is to, you know, maybe change your mind if you, or at least listen to the argument. That's all. You don't have to agree with me. That's not necessary at all. Gamer Gambit, thank you for the $5 super chat. I will be watching a Doctor Who Christmas special marathon. The Snowman Invasion, and Voyage are my favorite three. Rock on. I love Snowman, Gamer Gambit. I really do. The Snowman. My favorite is Voyage of the Damned. I'm going to have our patrons pick what we're going to watch. I'm actually putting the poll up today. That sounds brilliant. And I will be doing the same, Gamer Gambit. I will be watching my own marathon. I will not be watching it on BBC America. BBC America. Oh, BBC America. Hey, correct me if I'm wrong, guys. BBC America has what? How many original scripted shows? I looked on their website. It looks like they have two, right? Doctor Who and Killing Eve. Is there any? I mean, they had Orphan Black and they had Ripper Street and all that, but do they have anything else that's original scripted that belongs to BBC America? Uh, I looked and I couldn't see anything. Thank you so much, Gamer Gambit, Jess Reed, and of course the mighty Steel Johnson for the super chats. I really appreciate it. We got some new folks in here. Hello, Felipe Diaz, and Tim F is in the house. Case is in the house. How you doing, Brad Noble? Good to see you, Brad. Been a while. Odd Job is here. There you go. Snozberries. Yes, we like snozberries. CD Horde. Greetings. Jacob Lockett. Hello. My favorite is the next Doctor, David Morrissey at his best. That is one that has grown on me over the years, Jacob. I didn't enjoy it when it first came out, but now I love it to death. So I'm right there with you. David Morrissey as the Doctor would be phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. I would love that. But I would take pretty much anything as the Doctor right now. YouTube Vlog Life, what is up? One of our oldest subs. YouTube Vlog Life, Brian Smart, Viking Bitch, God, Mary Ashmead's business. How long have you been with us, Mary Ashmead? Long time. What's up, Chris Persia? Oh boy, there's that typical phone call right in the middle of my damn live stream. I can't turn off my phone. I got a kid in school. Paul Thonkum. Am I saying your last name right? Is it Thonkum? Paul, let me know. I'm sorry about that. Love Stargate binge watch some seasons. Sad when Universe got canceled and was disappointed in Origins. It felt weird. Yeah. Stargate had a hell of a run though for a show from a movie that I was kind of meh on. That's another one I completely missed. And it was on all the time right after Battlestar Galactica, and I just never watched it. So that is a part of my next year project as well, Paul. Thank you for the $5 super chat. I don't know. You know what? When I was in my 20s and 30s, I talk about fickle. I thought everything kind of sucked. But now that I've gotten older, and plus when I started selling comics at the comic store, I had to kind of broaden my taste. You can't be fickle and sell comic books to people. It just doesn't work out that way. So and with comic books, I used to love most of even the stuff people hated. I loved it, except for One More Day. One More Day was awful. Yeah, my God, are we old? Almost a year. Yes, we are old. We are old, Brad. I'm old. Mark Hamill is going to be in the Dark Crystal. We are going to talk about that in the goddamn title. That freaking title. Oh, I know somebody who's working on it. Okay, and Farscape fans, listen up. Despite how I feel about the stupid Dark Crystal title, which is stupid. Did I say it was stupid? I think I just got that across. I love Mark Hamill's in it, and we want this to be successful because I'm forgetting his name. Rockney O'Bannon, right? Rockney O'Bannon, or it was Brian Henson said, well, it's been in the back of his mind to bring back Farscape, but it really does depend on how the Dark Crystal does at Netflix. You hear that, Farscape fans? So watch the hell out of it. And there is a possibility that would inspire him to bring back the Farscape universe, which would be pretty crazy. Captain Robert April, I'm at 863 subs, by the way. Did you lose any during the purge, Captain Robert April? We did. Everybody did. So, but yeah, we knock on wood. I don't want to jinx anything. We're getting pretty close to 15,000. Oh my God. I never, ever thought my goal at the end of the year was 5,000. And we reached that in June. So thanks to the Expanse. We love the Expanse. Gamer Gambit's at 607. Check those channels out. Dark Angel Isle, you are 32. You are young. That is such a good age. Oh man, I loved being in my 30s. I didn't freak out at all. I couldn't wait to be 30. I was happy to be 30, to get out of the 20s are nasty, right? They're a bit nasty. It's adolescence with rent, or a mortgage in my case. Very stressful. Felipe Diaz says 20K in early 2019. Oh boy, that's a lot. That's still a lot. That would be great, but I'm very grateful for what we have, right? I'm good right here. I really am. Halam 899 is 18 years old. You're barely old enough to be in this chat. No, I'm just kidding, Halam. Just kidding. I'll try to keep it clean though. Well, you're old enough to. Well, you're not in the States, are you? I was going to say you're old enough to get drafted, although they say they don't do that anymore. Well, I had to fill out a draft card, and so did my son, and my youngest son will have to fill one out too. KSS is 41, youngster. I prefer my 40s, says OG Phantom. I am hanging on to my 40s. I'm hanging on. The hunky chunky funky monkey for £5. The Dark Crystal Age of Resistance sounds like something from Elder Scrolls. Does that mean Hamill will have the Dragonborn? Force Rhoda. That word resistance is the one that's just kind of irked me, and we all know what it means, and I'm not getting into any politics. And it's also it's a way of really sneaking in politics to goddamn, especially when we have a show called Star Wars Resistance. And within a bunch of shows, they're using the word resistance like over and over again. And it's one of those current year buzzwords, blah, 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 whatever. It's like, dude, I mean, it's the Dark Crystal, one of the most holy original things ever made. Do not put buzzwords in your it's so lame. It is so lame. Why can't you just the Dark Crystal, the Dawn? It's a prequel, the Dawn Ages, or the age before the whatever. Just think of something lore-y and fantasy, and something like that. Age of the Beast or something like that. Whatever. 42 here. The bestest of years. It is the answer to life, the universe, and everything. We apologize for the inconvenience. Is the Dark Crystal a prequel, sequel, or remake? Fragminion, thank you for the $2 super chat. It is a prequel. It is a prequel. Well, shit, we can get to the article right now. So this is about Mark Hamill becoming a voice in this, and I am great. So one of Melissa's, my wife, Mrs. Nerdrotic's clients, is working on this, and we actually have been talking about an interview. Not crazy about interviews on this channel, but it's a possibility. But I would end up asking her more about Farscape than anything else, because she used to work on Farscape too. Dark Crystal prequel, Mark Hamill, Katrona Balfe, I can't even say that name. Katrona Balfe, Andy Samberg join Netflix's series ginormous voice cast, and it's pretty big too. Netflix has unveiled the voice cast for the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance. It's forthcoming 10-episode prequel to Jim Henson's seminal 1982 film with one of the greatest soundtracks ever made, and it's stacked among the major bold-faced names boarding the high-profile project, which bows in 2019. Star Wars' Mark Hamill, Outlanders. Oh, that's the Outlander girl. We'll just say Outlander lady. Brooklyn Nine-Nine's Andy Samberg, and Game of Thrones' Natalie Dormer. We love Natalie Dormer here. The primary cast, meanwhile, consists of Taron Egerton, yay, Eggsy, Kingsman, Anya Taylor-Joy, the witch, and Nathalie Emmanuel from Game of Thrones, as Rand and Bree and Deet, and the three Gelfling heroes. Get a first look at the trio below. Gelflings. Yes, Gelfling characters are Helen Bonham Carter, Heron Dickinson, Eddie Izzard, Theo James, Toby Jones, Shazad Latif, Guga Mabatha Ra, Mark Strong, yes, and Alicia Vikander. The Skeksis, God, I'm so bad at saying that, and the Mystics are Harvey Farstein, Ralph, I can't say his last name, Jason Isaacs, of course, because he's not busy. He comes to screw up another franchise, maybe. No, I don't want this being screwed up. Keegan Michael Kay and Simon Pegg, and that other guy whose name I can't pronounce. And Agra will be voiced by Donna Kimball. Okay. Additional characters will also be voiced by puppeteers from the production, including Alice Deanan, Louise Gold, Neil Sterenberg and Victor Yared. As previously reported, the Dark Crystal Age of Resistance will take place many years before the events of the film, when three Gelfling discover the horrifying secret behind the Skeksis' power. They set out on an epic journey to ignite the fires of rebellion and save the world. This I'm still pretty excited about this. I love the Dark Crystal. It was so weird. It was so freaking weird and good. And the music is utterly Trevor Jones soundtrack. Go get that Trevor Jones soundtrack if you don't have that. It is so good. All right. Yeah, that looks pretty cool. Let's get to the chat here. And yeah, I just don't like the title. Everything else I'm down with. Need to go soon. Rock on. If OG Spock Love shows up, give her my regards later, y'all. Steele Johnson, thank you for the $5 super chat. Thanks for popping in. We do appreciate it quite a bit. We love seeing people here. More people need to come here. You have a good day, my friend, and thank you again for all the super chats. And OG Spock Love will probably show up. She hung in for the entire Exozone with Mary Ashby. I don't know how you guys did it. The Dark Crystal was a favorite of mine as a kid. Absolutely. It was so good. It was 12. I was 12. It was 12. I was 12 when it came out. 10, 11, 12. It came out in 82, so I was 12. Yeah. Dark Angel. Yeah, I'm definitely interested. Rogue One, the puppet show. Says Lord Crunk. Yeah, we hope not. They didn't discover the secret in the original one. Sith Lord Luke Skywalker. I like that name. I fall asleep to that soundtrack. It is so good, Alex Brown. Yeah. Did anyone read the Dark Crystal comic book? The books this year? I haven't. The Leftover. I have not read the ones that came out this year. I read the ones that came out when I was owning the shop. It was good. It was good. Dark Crystal Yellow Vest Rising. Oops. That's the wrong type of resistance, right? I don't trust Netflix, says Wee Negan now. Oh, yeah. Netflix. I don't either. I don't trust any network anymore. I've been a fan of Amazon, and I'm usually not a fan of big, corporations that are taking over and gobbling up everything, but they save the expanse, so they're on my good list for right now. Although I was kind of pissed at them for canceling Conan, and just not giving a reason, but we know why. I hope they don't do a PC Dark Crystal movie, DJ Bowman. Well, putting Resistance in the title is definitely hinting that way, but maybe it ends there. If it just ends there, I'm fine. I'll just call it the Dark Crystal and just ignore the title. You remind me of a crystal. What crystal? The crystal with power, the power of love. Gary, what is your thoughts on the Donna Troy meme on Twitter? Oh, I laughed. It was funny. I love it. I thought it was funny. It was. I dig her. I dig her, man. Donna Troy. She's my favorite thing in Titans. Well, almost. Doom Patrol was my favorite thing in Titans. Netflix has made a few horrible choices this year, Chris Percha. It has. It's done a couple of good things, and it's done a couple of bad things. And yeah, we'll see what happens with Altered Carbon season 2. They are going to use the Muppets, not CG. Is it Mr. Misk? They will be using puppets. They're going to have puppeteers. They're going to do it proper. So, no, I listen. The Jim Henson Company, I have complete faith in them. They rock. They're good. Just what they did in Farscape if you look at the behind the scenes on what they pulled off with Farscape, is they were able to do like that was truly a collaborative, creative event where everybody was on the same page, love what they were doing, and were kind of allowed to do what they wanted to do, improvise. Not a lot of oversight by a production company, and sometimes that really works out. And in Farscape's case, it did. There was a Jim Henson series that had some good titles. There was, yes. Mark Hamill, The Resistance, exactly. Going to get my kids from school, going to stay in case you are still on when I get back. I will probably be on. I'm going to be on for a couple, 3 hours, so don't worry about it. I was pissed when we had a long wait from season 2 to 3 of Man in the High Castle. Yes, and you were going to have a longer wait for season 4. I think it's going to be 2 more years. Resistance only works for the Borg, says John Smith. Yes. There's a reason for the Netflix adaptation meme. The Netflix adaptation meme exists. Exactly, Grayscale. NBC Dark Crystal features an orange sexy as bad as bad hair. Yes. Good thing Resistance is futile, right? Tiki of Doom. I know. It's just God, guys. Really. I mean, I'm kind of. I don't know why they're going with prequel anyway. Can't we? Isn't this a mystical land that's been around for thousands of years? Can't we just do a different story? I still don't understand what the fascination with prequels is. They want to tie it in with the original. They don't want. Well, I guess an argument can be made with Disney Star Wars and why you want to do prequels and not really want to ruin something after it's been out. That's probably a pretty good argument now that I voice it out here. Tharis, remember me? Yes, I remember you. 100 subs achieved thanks to your for the shout. You're welcome. Well done. Well done. Broly, how are you? I am doing fantastic. I am doing my favorite thing. I'm talking to my friends on YouTube. We're talking about Dark Crystal. We're going to be talking about Doctor Who and some major spin going on from the BBC. Hello, Mako. Hello, Nigel Brought Savage. Love Fraggle Rock. Yeah, Fraggle Rock was cool, but I mean, when Fraggle Rock was out, Matthew, I was tripping balls on drugs watching it, and it was really good. I was thinking that watching Into the Spider-Verse, I'm like, oh my God, if you were on like acid or mescaline or some shrooms, that movie, you probably would have walked out of there crying. It was trippy, especially that end. Whoa, that ending was major trip. Grayscale played What's Up? Fate/Zero is the only good prequel. Huh. I'll have to think about that. What is the only good prequel? There's got to be a good prequel out there. I just can't think of it right now. Farscape's main problem was the House of Cards financing arrangement. When the Germans pulled out, well, it's always the fucking Germans. The whole thing came crashing down, and it took a whole lot of wailing and gnashing of teeth to get the TV movie. Yes, I saw that. I saw the whole thing behind it. But you got to look at it, in hindsight, it probably worked out better. If they had some arrangement where people were interfering with them all the time, it wouldn't have been as good. So I think it's kind of like Battlestar Galactica. It's a good thing we got. If it would have gone longer, I don't know if it would have been as good. It sucks to say it's always the Germans. Yeah. Well, did you watch Sargon yesterday, Gary? I did not. I'm gonna have to. I gotta see. I really don't even know why he got. I heard why he got pulled off of Patreon. That's concerning. That's concerning. I don't want to like bail Patreon yet, and I know that sounds shitty, but if they're gonna start doing stuff like that, I can't back that stuff. I really can't. People need to be free to say what they want, and of course, they are free to suffer consequences for it too. But yeah, that's not right. What happened to Sargon? I don't care what he said. Honestly, I do not care what he said. He should not have been kicked off Patreon. That's lame. The Hobbit was a good prequel, says Mike Cedar. Yeah, it's a very unpopular opinion. I like well, it came out first anyway. But as far as the movies, I am a fan of the movies. I am. I am, but I'm a sucker for Lord of the Rings. So, yeah. Not the Hobbit movie, says KZ Boy. I know a lot of people hate it, and yeah, it was a real stretch from the book, and it should have only been probably one just long movie. And the first one was definitely too much Guillermo del Toro influence. Um, and Legolas did look 20 years older. I mean, there's a ton of problems with it. But I still enjoyed it. I did. Sorry. Um, the River Barrel Chase was horrid, KZ Bay. It was terrible. God. There are parts I fast forward through. I like the spiders, though. I do. Rolocat, 6 pounds. Hail Nerdrotic channel on 12,000, 13,000, 14,000 subs. All caught up by now for an hour or two. The Godfather 2 is a semi prequel. Okay, Shadow, then you got it. That is, well, The Godfather 2 is a perfect film. One of the rare perfect films out there. I'm going to say it's a perfect film. It's one of those movies that if it's on, I can't, I mean, if I catch it out of the corner of my eye, I stop what I'm doing and I watch it. If Titans TV show was more like the Titans Rebirth with that tone, it would be great. Yes, it would. If they would remember that they are a comic book show and do, what Into the Spider-Verse did was oh my God, they did narration panels in there. And, oh, so fucking cool. They need to do some kind of stuff like that. Keep, maybe not in the Titan show, but the Titan show is too damn dark. Yes, Kato Roan, Temple of Doom is a prequel. Temple of Doom is a prequel. I like it. I had problems with Temple of Doom when I was 14 when I watched it. I like it now though. Halam 899, 76 subs to 15,000. Really? Damn. Thanks, guys. You're brilliant. I'm having so much fun. So yeah, the channel blowing up has kind of like changed a lot of my plans in a very good way. The question was a good prequel, says Captain Robert April. Yes. Well, there's also that there's stuff I enjoy that I know is not good. I'm sure you all have your movies that you enjoy, that aren't good. But don't be, there's no shame in your game. You like what you like. Casino Royale. Oh, which one? Which one, Jeff Smith? There's two. There's two. Yeah. There's the Peter Sellers, and of course the newer one that I love, absolutely love. Thank you, Austin Woods. I appreciate that. Sub early and often. Yes. Thank you, CD Horde. William Winters, we love you too. He says, love your channel. We love you too. Thank you so much. X-Men First Class is good. Absolutely good. You want to know why? Matthew Vaughn. Matthew Vaughn, one of the best directors on the planet, who does not get enough work, who was begging to make a Superman movie, and DC said no. But I bet you the current regime would say yes. That's another thing I'd like to talk about later is it appears DC might be turning their shit around, but their comics are going to crap now. And the theme of this when we get rolling here in the next few minutes is Outland. Great movie. I love Outland. EJAR, love Outland. I want to talk about split fandoms. I mean, Doctor Who is just the latest fandom to be split. And how the makers of the show and the owners of the franchises completely ignore how detrimental that is to the legacy of your brand, how much damage this is going to do in the long run. The fact that the people who own these Star Trek, Star Wars, Doctor Who, BBC should, to their shame, because they've always owned it. They're not new. I mean, CBS is relatively new owning Star Trek, and Disney is new owning Star Wars, and they don't respect like what got them there, the fans that got them there. And there is a way to modernize things without pissing everybody off. Yes, two great examples. First two seasons of Ash versus Evil Dead and Cobra Kai, the first season of Cobra Kai. I would say that's modernizing something to perfection, while still showing love and respect to what came before, while introducing new characters that are that are good. I mean, I like The kids in Cobra Kai, I think they're really good. That's part of what I love about the show is the new characters. So yeah, is Doctor Who dead? Doctor Who for now is dead, DJ Odyssey, but Doctor Who can come back. I think simply a regeneration back into a doctor who is a young man. I don't care what color his skin is. I don't give a shit. I think, and getting it back to the roots of the reboot, not the roots of Doctor Who. A lot of this gets mixed up. Is what people liked about the new show was it was a little faster. Okay, it was a little. It wasn't action Who. He wasn't like doing kung fu or any shit like that, but he was running around. There were stakes. There were actual stunts. The villains were dangerous. The situations were dangerous. It wasn't like funsy onesie playtime like this is now. If they get back to that, unfortunately, that's a minimum 4 years away after Jodie regenerates, which I truly believe she'll be gone after season 12. I haven't seen anything to change my mind on that, and I'm sticking with it. And then Doctor Who can be saved, but by then you have pissed off a large portion of the fans that got you there. What these franchises have done is they've sold us out. They've completely sold us out. The true blue fans, the ones who bought the action figures, who spent hours watching this stuff, they sold us out to please critics, to please their friends, to please other creators. Pleasing the fans is just long gone, folks, and it's actually looked down on. They absolutely, the powers that be, a lot of creatives look down on fandom. Fandom is this, ew. They don't even respect the stuff they're in. A lot of these people who are in Doctor Who or Star Trek or Star Wars don't give two shits about it. And that's fine. But if you're a pro, you can work your way through it. Of course, Alec Guinness famously hated it. So, I mean, it can work. But yes, Alex Guinness was, kind of an elitist for hating it. So that, and that's what we're dealing with right now. And they sold us out to people like Lucy Jones, who writes for The Independent, who says she's a Whovian, but yet has not tweeted a single thing about Doctor Who since she posted her own article. And that was the only thing she's ever tweeted about Doctor Who was her own article, but yet she's a Whovian. That's who they wanted to please. And guess what? You didn't do it. If you look at most of the positive reviews on Rotten Tomatoes from the top critics, they gave it a positive for the Doctor being a girl, but the actual show, they're going, it's not very good. So you didn't win anybody over. So what fucking good was it? Comic books, like I've said before, makes all these mistakes before everybody. And what they have done is they got addicted to the headlines. When Superman died, it made headlines. When Captain America died, it made CNN. And they started seeing like a little boom in sales. So they started doing crazy stuff to get these headlines in CNN, like turning Thor into a girl and, start sex swapping everything, which is like it's a boring trend. It's a trend that's really at its end, to be honest with you. So, and unfortunately, because of all of the annoyance, there might be a backlash to it. And that's definitely something we don't want either, but it's kind of happening already. So too late. And they brought it on themselves. But how they split and sold us out is to please all these critics and elitists and whoever they are, and people at cocktail parties who could give two shits about Doctor Who and look down their nose at people like me who are in their late 40s who like action figures. Like even Lucy Jones said, how does an adult like a kid's TV show? And it's like, oh, well, let's define adult. What's adult? I'm in my late 40s and I like comic books and I like action figures, but I also raise my kids. I also pay my mortgage. I also, we do work. We work on our businesses. We pay our taxes. We donate to charities. I spend a lot of time in Narcotics Anonymous and Alcoholics Anonymous, helping addicts who are suffering. I do that almost every day. So I would say that's being an adult. I just happen to enjoy action figures and stuff. What does Lucy do? Lucy, went to a posh university, probably didn't pay for it. I'm just guessing. I don't know if didn't sound like she has kids. And that's fine. You don't have to have kids. That doesn't define anybody. Definitely, if you don't want kids, don't have them, for Christ's sake. They'll be annoying as hell if you don't like them. So that's we were sold out, and I don't think they even know they sold us out. That's the deal. Is I don't think they know the repercussions of this, and the repercussions, like I said before, is damaging your brand over the long term, your brand legacy. You are a legacy brand if you've lasted longer than 20 years, in my opinion. So Marvel Comics, DC Comics, Batman, Spider-Man, Star Wars, Doctor Who, Star Trek. I honestly say, like, Stargate is probably becoming one of those. The multiple series over, it's got fans for years and years. So, and Babylon 5, if they ever do anything new, but Stargate definitely is turning into a legacy brand. I would say, yeah. And there's more that I'm probably forgetting. Forgetting all the people who brought you here is, well, you're just going to find out. You're going to find out. You have a thing called goodwill. All right. And that is built in. And that's what Disney and CBS were all counting on, was this goodwill. Well, you burn through it. You burn through it in 1 year. Star Wars fandom goodwill was so good. You made it through a few movies, but Solo was just the beginning. Just the beginning. And the big precursor to this, the portents, Jeff at World Class Bullshitters pointed this out, is the toy sales are dead. They're dead, and those aren't coming back. So we're going to find out at the end of this quarter how well toy sales actually were. There was, of course, is this the first Christmas in how long we've had no Toys R Us in America? That's tragic. Absolutely tragic. So you're buying your toys at Target, online, Amazon. That's not fun. You like to go to a toy store, maybe a comic shop or two. You're going to see Doctor Who's merchandising. I have no data to back this up. I just know that I used to sell it for 10 years and it was dying anyway. Peter Capaldi, as much of a fan as I was of Peter Capaldi and did not sell toys. Did not sell a lot of toys. So the Doctor Who merchandising started to slip in the middle of the Matt Smith era, and it's cratered. It's absolutely cratered. And it used to be a money-making franchise. It used to make tons of money. And that is an important part of the IP that BBC owns. And in the secondary market is where they're going to take it in the shorts. Okay, so they sold everybody out for some semi-decent UK ratings. My video that comes out really breaks that down. You'll have to see that. So semi-decent UK ratings, but you lost, you gained a lot of young female viewers, and you lost half of your male audience. You've lost half your audience in Australia. You've lost half your audience in the United States. It's a 50% difference from the finale, from the premiere to the finale, just in this season alone. There's been no drop like that in Doctor Who history. And for what? For fleeting fame, for fleeting attention. Nobody's going to care about a female doctor in a year and a half or 2 years when the next series comes out, and the ratings are going to crater, just like they did for Capaldi, because he had a year delay. And Capaldi also, his series came out on Saturday. It came out in summer, and it still did decent. And it was written horribly, but people loved him. He was so goddamn good. So, oh my God, we got some super chats. Let's get back to the chat. That was a long one. Sorry, folks. Hope you're all doing great. Let's take a look at the super chats. And that, my friends, is they're going to pay the piper on that one. And I'm not happy to report that in any way, shape, or form. It sucks. And we are, we're not going to get any good Who for at least 4 years. So, yeah, I'll have moved on to something else, and I think a lot of people will have too. Rolocat for £6. Oh, I read that, but thanks again, Rolocat. Brent Newman for £5. We need a heavy metal or Wizards animated movie to satisfy the good people and piss off the NPC culture of today. Brent Newman, yes, we do. We need a sexy, drug-filled, gore-fest heavy metal movie. Straight up. Oh my God, I want to watch heavy metal now. Just talking about it, Brent. That's one of the greatest movies ever made. Love the soundtrack. Cheap Tricks has a couple of great songs on that soundtrack. Ridiculed Reptile Reviews for 200 Swedish dollars. Gary, sorry if I sound like a broken record, but have you read my script yet? The Doctor Who season 13 pilot, the Beastie from Braxalon 5. Gonna try to have friends to sub your channel. 1,500 or 15,000. Here we go. I have not had a chance to read your script. I wanted to wait until I am very busy actually doing the Christmas idea video. It is way more work than I thought it would be. So sorry. I will get to it tomorrow night and I will let you know. My word on that one. But thank you so much. Gamer Gambit for $10. I have the entire Doctor Who Funko Pop collection, more than a dozen signed, have all the sonic screwdrivers, some toys, and so much more. Just because I'm an adult doesn't mean I can't enjoy life. Fucking A, buddy. You're damn right. You're damn right. I have every 5-inch figure they have made up to Jodie. So, and every repaint, every reissue, everything. I love it. Once in a while, I find something like, somebody told me I didn't have the special weapons Dalek. I think that was the last one. I have the Build-A-Figures. I have all the Build-A-Figures. Yeah, it's I dig it. I have the 12-inch figures. I have all the Big Chief figures. I don't have the toner dolls anymore. I sold those. I never liked them very much, so I got rid of those. But everything else I have the best toy that I've ever seen is the 10th Doctor's console room playset. It is so badass. It makes all this, it makes multiple sounds. The center console moves. It is beautifully built. The detail on it's almost perfect. And as somebody I'm kind of into action figures, you can see Doctor Who action figures are the best for your buck, the best painting, the best sculpts. They're in the perfect size. And they're not statue figures. They're actual action figures that kids can play with. My kid played with a bunch. My kid made action figure movies. Remember when that was a thing when kids were doing Doctor Who action figure movies on YouTube? Me and my kid would watch them all the time. And yeah, kids don't do that anymore. Kids aren't going to do that anymore. And there's some sad facts about this. The logo, the Doctor Who logo has the female symbol in it. No dude's going to wear that shirt. No dude's going to wear that shirt. Maybe some, but not many. But I mean, are they going to put the male logo back in it when it's a dude and are girls expected to wear that shirt? I mean, then they probably would, but that's just life. That's less life. Some people might not agree with that sentiment. I'm just saying it's a fact that there's a lot of guys who are Doctor Who fans who are not going to put on the new logo as a shirt or buy any of that stuff. And there wasn't a lot available at Comic-Con. I saw what they were coming out with, and it didn't look very good. Let's get to the chat here. Wasn't there a Dalek Mr. Potato Head? I'm gonna have to look into it. There was a Matt Smith Doctor Mr. Potato Head. I think there might have been. That I don't know. But I've got the Matt Smith Mr. Potato Head. I do. My kid got me that one. And those are the only Funko Pops I own. My son's got me all the Doctor Who Funko Pops. They're in a box. Angel, yes, you see Amigo Spider-Man back there. I am a Amigo guy. Can you tell? I love my Amigos. Hey man, how are things? What's up, David Gibson? How are you? I'm good. Gamer Gannett, it is 100% correct. I will not touch the new Doctor Who items. Nope, not buying. I'm not buying everything secondary. I'm not buying a goddamn thing. I'm not getting that season on Blu-ray. Nothing. I have multiple formats of I freaking love Doctor Who. I'm not going to buy any of the comics, any of the books, nothing. I have a ton of books I need to catch up on. So this is a good time to catch up on stuff. And Big Finish. We always have Big Finish, ladies and gentlemen. Big Finish is awesome. And yes, some of the money goes to the BBC, but goddamn, I love Big Finish. It is so good. Makes road trips wonderful. I did not see Jodie at Comic-Con, Dark Saber Force. I couldn't bring myself to go into that panel. I would have been too pissed off. It just pissed me off, and I missed the Star Trek Discovery. I wanted to have a good time there, so I skipped Star Trek Discovery and I skipped Doctor Who panels, and went to the Orville panel instead, and had a great time. Love the Orville, which is coming in. Oh my God, folks, what do we got? What do we got? We got 13 days till the Orville. Oh, sweet Jesus. Angel, yes, I remember Peter Cushing, Doctor Who. I was not live when those movies came out. Those movies had the best posters ever. Ever. Those posters for those movies. Oh, I want to get some originals, but they're kind of expensive. Austin Woods, I will say I like, I'm okay with the theme. With the theme music, it's very old school. I don't like the new logo. I don't like what the time vortex looks like right now. I don't. They didn't show one shot of the freaking TARDIS flying through the time vortex that I remember. Did they? If it was one shot. I don't remember it at all. Murray Gold. I freaking love Murray Gold, Austin Woods, and I miss him dearly. I own all of his soundtracks. The year break will be the final nail for sure. It's Just Plain Joe. Hey, what's up? It's Just Plain Joe. How are you, my friend, our patron friend of the channel? Yes, it will absolutely kill the show. Penn Farm Girl's in the house. Okay, Kato. It's yeah. You know what? I changed the time, Penn. I had to. I was having a little trouble with my editing software, and it was either start the show late or risk crashing a video I've been working on for 3 days, and then losing the Christmas idea video too, because I'm working on 2 videos at the same time. Yes, you have a video coming out at 2:30, another Doctor Who video, like the world needed one, but I actually have a different take. Yes, there's something I needed to bring up that I have not brought up yet. Stephanie Littlepage is talking about anime here. Did I just and then the whole thing just went up on me. God damn it. Jodie Whittaker, spokeswoman for Squatty Potty. SPG. Squatty Potty. Woohoo, Orville, the real Star Trek, right? Hello, Stephanie Littlepage. I lost your chat. I was going to start to read it and it just blinked on me. By making a big deal of Doctor Who being female, see, it just jumped on me again. But what somebody was saying in there was by making a big deal of the Doctor being female contradicts the whole, like, what's the big deal? Absolutely. The whole argument is, what's the big deal? Why are you making such a big deal about it? Are you sexist? What's the big deal? Well, the big deal is you took a character that was willing, over 55 years, built as a certain thing, and completely changed it. And it's no different than turning Wonder Woman into a man or Spider-Man into a girl. It's canon. Well, you know what? Wonder Woman can tie her lasso around her waist, tap her, heels 3 times, and say, "I'm a dude." And if it's written by Greg Rucka in a comic book, it becomes canon. Buffy could take a vampire steak and stick it in her pocket, and it turns into a penis, and she's a dude. And if Joss Whedon writes it, it's canon. That doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. But what's the big deal? What's up, Feisty? Oh my God, I'm getting caught up on comic book reading as we speak. I am so behind. Oh, what's going on at DC, Feisty? What are they doing? What are they doing? Yeah, I heard some news, so I'm a little mad at DC Comics right now. DC Comics. DC Comics used to be the most friendly, like the best. They were the best. I was a Marvel guy, but I would much rather have done business with DC. They used to be so nice and cordial and open to retailers and stuff, and they have just turned on retailers for some reason. Maza Monty, thank you for the £5 super chat. They have to use the Daleks at the year end or lose the right to use them. Whoa. Are they going to mess them up? That is fascinating. And you know what? I think you're right on that one, because they don't solely own the Daleks, right? They partially own the Daleks. Correct me if I'm wrong, Captain Robert April, calling you out. You might know this. I know that it's it's owned. They're co-owned, or they're used with permission, and they have to use them a certain amount of time or they lose them. That's interesting. Thank you, Mesa. Yes, they will screw them up completely. If you saw my thumbnail for the Friday night, that's I think we're gonna get. I was joking. Okay, I was joking. That they're gonna introduce a female Dalek. They're gonna do a Dalek queen. Yes, I'm. They said they're gonna have a new look. So they said that about the Klingons too, and look what we got. We got Klingorks. The scene of the Doctor falling towards his TARDIS in midair as Missy watched him trying to avoid his death in a 007 homage goes from awesome to cheese. Yes, it does. But Doctor Who used to do cheese so well. Doctor Who was perfect parts: science fiction, fantasy, horror, and comedy. I like you. Only the British can do that too for some reason. I don't know why. I don't question it. I just enjoy it. But only the British can mix those four genres and do it well. And that's what was perfect about Doctor Who. I will say Farscape did 3 of those 4. It didn't do horror as much, but Farscape was pretty close. Oh my God, I can't wait to just talk about the Orville for an hour. That'll be great. That'll be so much fun. Allegedly they have an agreement with the okay, here we go. Thanks, Mako. Allegedly they have an agreement with the creator of the Daleks to use them at least once every season or lose the right to use them. Oh, interesting. Maybe you know what? Maybe I heard that and I forgot it, but that is yeah. We should look that up. We should look that up right now. I know they didn't own them. Oh my God. Here we go. I put creator of the Daleks and Google gave me Davros. Oh, I'm all, well, technically they're right. But I was talking about the person who actually came up with the idea. I'm blanking on his name now. It is why I know is a Nation, right? Terry Nation. Why am I? Damn it! This is bad Whovian. This is what happens when you get old. Yes, Terrence was a Welsh writer and novelist. Made. I thought he was the creator of the Daleks. Maybe he was co-creator. Maybe I'm wrong. But I know. Was it? Yeah, because all the old Dalek episodes he had to write. I know that, but you guys can correct me if I'm wrong. Well, what's up? What is up? Yes, Terry Nation. Terry Nation Estate owns the Daleks. Thank you, George. I doubt myself, and I shouldn't. Yeah, and he had to write. He had to write all the ones from before for all the older ones, and he was really good, by the way. Terry Nation's Doctor Who's are, anything he's involved with are some of the best. He still owns the rights, and the agreement for Doctor Who to keep using it, they had to use it once a season. Well, if he wanted to fight it, they keep on saying that that the New Year's Eve special is not part of season 11. So if I was the state, I would let him use it, and then I'd renegotiate the deal. You know what I mean? My guess is what you, yes, the Facebook retailer group. That is one of the things I'm mad at them for. I'm mad at them. I'm mad at a certain writer at DC screwed over a friend of mine. And I'm very mad about that. And I'm not going to let that one go. In a very insidious, sneaky, non-adult like way. Let's just say. Yeah, Terry. Let's get to our boy. Let's show our boy Terry Nation, who passed away in 1997. That's sad. But here, let's give him his props. This guy, you know, this is a villain. I don't think the Daleks are a silly villain, by the way. So anybody who thinks they're a silly villain, you can think that, but I think they're a great villain. I think it's great if you take something that's initially silly looking that yes has a plunger for an arm and you make it as iconic as a stormtrooper. So there you go. Uh Terrence Joseph Nation, born August 8th, 10 days before my birthday, but way before me, 1930, in Cardiff, Wales. I grew up in near a town called Cardiff, Cardiff by the Sea, in California. Um, Died on March 9th, 1997. TV writer, creator of the Daleks for Doctor Who, as well as TV series Survivors and Blake Seven. Oh, Blake Seven. Yeah, that little show that everybody's telling me to watch. Yeah, brilliant man. Props to Terry Nation. We miss you. The world needs more Terry Nations and Douglas Adams. Yeah, the Daleks are fucking awesome. Here, I got one right here. There you go. For one, they you know what? They're great to line up when you have a bunch of them and you have just like an army staring down at you. And plus, they're also the easiest action figures to stand. And I've got my radio controlled Daleks that I play around with too. So 2019 will be Babylon 5, Stargate, and Blake 7. And I will give you my thoughts on all. Absolutely. And I'll probably love Blake 7. My toilet is clogged. Mr. Dalek, can you give me a hand? Actually, yes. It's a villain that can destroy everybody and unplug your toilet. The Daleks are amazing. It looks absurd at first glance, as it did to me, but then when you learn what it is and why, well, the Doctor talking silly as seriously as only as Brits can. Yes. And Austin, what they added to it, through time, they were just this mystery. And over the 50 years, they added, you found out a little bit more. And then, in the rebooted series, you saw, like them in action, like their guns, everything swivels and it's like, oh shit, that's awesome. You don't have them for long, Gary. See you at Christmas. And then you won't see me. No female Daleks. There will be. I'm telling you. I'm only half joking. Yes. All you have to do is look for casting, and they cast. Well, didn't they just say look for a woman cast and look for yeah. Here, there is. I thought I saw somebody being cast as a mystery character. I'm forgetting her name now. That's going to be your Dalek queen. I could be wrong. Have you watched the Babylon 5 spin-off Crusade? No, I have not. Blake 7 is good. It just hasn't aged well. That stuff doesn't get to me though, Andrew. I don't mind watching older stuff at all. Hell, I watch old Doctor Who and love it. Dalek appears in season 6, but it's in passing. Yes, it does. Well, yeah, in season 6, there's a Dalek at the end in that museum. It's chasing River Song and young and old Amy Pond. Yeah, there's a bunch of Daleks. Or that's season 5. At the end of season 6, it was what was? Oh my god. Yeah, it was just for a second. Yeah, during their when they were in the combined world and everything. Yeah, at the end when the Doctor got married to River Song. That was a disappointment. Diana Volos, Dalek Queen. I like that, Diana Volos. There you go. That's it. Too bad Terry Nation was talked out of having the crew of the Liberator fight off a Dalek invasion. Oh, that would have been cool. Lots of Blake 7 on Big Finish if you get hooked. I probably will, Jeff Smith. I got kind of hooked on Farscape, so. Series 10 Dalek is in passing too. Oh man, I don't even remember that one, but I tried to forget most of Series 10. Blake 7 and Fourth Doctor production values. Has Fourth Doctor production values. Oh, great. Then I will love the hell out of it. And I'll just love it. Don't worry. Crusade is quite good. And one of the stars is Daniel Day Kim. Oh, there you go. Who was on Lost and Hawaii Five-0. Yes. He was also in The Incredible Hulk. Even Series 10, there's one in the pilot. Is there one in the pilot? I completely forgot Series 10. It's the first Doctor Who series I did not rewatch. I did not rewatch any of Series 10. I won't rewatch any of this. I've rewatched Series 9. I've grown to kind of like Series 8 quite a bit. Peter Capaldi's first series. I think it's actually pretty good. But yeah, the later stuff I'm just not rewatching as much. Bring back Romana. I know. Why haven't they, like all this yay girl female stuff? Why are you not bringing back Romana? They'll probably bring her back now with another girl, which, oh God. What if they bring her back as a dude? They bring Romana back as a dude. You said IDW re-released the Marvel Doctor Who comics. Was this what is the trade called? Marvel, well, it's actually the Marvel stuff was just reprinted from the English stuff, Silhouetted Animator. So it wasn't original Marvel stuff. It was the Tom Baker the IDW printed the whole Tom Baker run that was in Doctor Who magazine, right? And it is a big omnibus. I'll show it to you here in just a second. Grayscale pled $5. Moffat stopped giving a damn after the River Song plotline petered out. He did. I think he stopped giving a damn after he got a lot of shit for that River Song plotline, and he was called a sexist on Twitter. Remember, he rage quit Twitter, and there was a regime change at the BBC, and he turned into a different writer after that. Right after I don't know if the 50th anniversary burned him out, pissed him off, or he just didn't give a fuck afterwards. But yeah, he put everything in that 50th anniversary, and the episode was decent except for Clara. But yeah. IDW Fourth Doctor collection. This is the one I was talking about. It's the Dave Gibbons collection. There we go. It's in my case, or I would pull it out for you, but here it is. Silhouetted Animator. Get if you don't have this, get this. It's a huge book. It is 13 inches by 9 inches wide. It's 372 pages. The one thing IDW does well is they print on beautiful stock. It's beautiful, like Dave Gibbons art at his absolute prime best. The cover price is $50. I'm sure you can find it for half that, for $25. I would nip this up for $25 like that. And there's also a Fifth Doctor adventure at the end that he drew. It is really good. Really, really good. Mine is signed by Dave Gibbons. I met Dave Gibbons, interviewed Dave Gibbons on a show that you will never ever see, guys. It was a bad year at Comic-Con. It was a bad year at Comic-Con. Those of you who heard my Patreon would I didn't tell that story. I'll tell that next time on Patreon. My last Comic-Con at a store owner was just the biggest shit show of all time. Like, biggest shit show. And actually had everything to do with me selling my shop a few months later. Everything to do with it. It was sad. It's a very sad story. But I'm glad I did, because if I hadn't sold my shop, I wouldn't be here on the Nerdrotic channel. And guess what, guys? As of yesterday, I am allowed legally to sell comic books in the city of San Francisco now. I had a 5-year knock. I used to own a comic store and I sold it 5 years ago. December 15th, 2013 was my last day. Sold it to Brian Hibbs of the Comics Experience. He took it over. It's still there to this day and practically looks the same as the day I left it, which is not good. And yeah, we had a 5-year non-compete and it ended on Saturday. So I can sell comics again. I was wondering if I found a really good picture of the interior of my store. And I don't know if I still have it or not here. It's easier just to go there. It was written about on Bleeding Cool. See if that is still if the Bleeding Cool article is still there. Yes. The Bleeding Cool article about me. Oh, this is a good picture. This is a very good picture of the inside of my store. Just in case you haven't seen it, I was very proud of this. This was when it was right at its prime. I had like the walls covered, and you can't see, but up here, okay, up here on the left, you see a line of comics up there. That is a complete run of the Avengers, like 1 through 500. I have all up in the walls up here. That's a life-size Iron Man. That's a little loft where that Comic Outpost banner is, that you can go up these stairs where the Sin City poster is. Rosario Dawson's tongue right there. Yes. You walk up the stairs, and up here was all my dollar comics. So if you bought 5 comics, you could get 5 for $4 and 10 for $8. And if you bought more increments, the cheaper it got. I had thousands of dollar books up there. These were all my premium back issues in these drawers. This right here on the right is the Doctor Who section. That goes all the way back to the video game in the back there. There's a video game in the back there. That's the Captain America video game, by the way. That my Doctor Who section was that entire wall. This was my trade section, and this is my new release. That's Edgar Allan Poe. That's a Ghost Rider I made. And this carpet was carpet tile that I put in myself. And there's a life-size Spider-Man, and that's just half of the store, folks. Here's another. That's my new release wall. Yes, I made a Batgirl. So my wife has a lot of mannequins, and I made weird stuff. Let's see if there's any other pictures. That's an older picture, right? Okay, that's what it looks like now. It's all empty. Oh yeah, I remember when the lady came in to shoot this. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's in our new release wall, but that was before I put carpet down. See how shitty my floor looked? Oh, it's terrible. The only thing about this picture, I love the little girl, but then I would have gotten somebody that looks a little more superhero-y to be in that shot. But that's just me. Yeah. There's my new logo. So this is my old logo. Am I losing people now with all this boring shit? No, I guess not. That's my old logo, and We Have Issues was our tagline. And before I left, that was our newest logo. Yeah. Which I just copied. Which I just took font from an EC comic and Star Trek. Yeah. Okay, there's my front counter. That's my life-size Superman. Oh, there's the outside. Yeah, there's the outside. So it was this little place right here. There was no place to park. There was a tanning salon over here, a salon. This was an eBay store. Those guys were weird. There was some weird guy who lived above me. Yeah. It's still there. 2381 Ocean Avenue. Oh man, those are the days. Oh look, and there's our Comic Outpost Amazing Spider-Man variant. That's part of what you get with your Patreon. You get we have a couple of these. Yeah, wow, I didn't know there's this much stuff still around from my old shop. Yeah, there you go. There you go. Oh, there's Derek Robertson appearance at the Comic Outpost. Look at that. That's good shit. I'm reminiscing. Sorry. This is getting boring. Let's go. Let's move along. Um, yeah. Oh, we got a super chat from Keely Ann. Bring back sexy as the TARDIS avatar a la Romy, Lexa Dolg on Andromeda. Yes, Keely, bring back everything. All this crap I keep hearing about. This was getting Doctor Who back to basics. How was this getting Doctor Who back to basics? You fundamentally change it to a show where half your audience, your original audience, your base audience, your goodwill is gone and not coming back. Uh, um, I think a lot of people stuck it out. I think they showed the loyalty of Whovians. A lot of people, if you look at the reviews I did on Rotten Tomatoes, and if you look at the next video, a lot of people stuck with the show for an entire season to give it a proper chance. So those good ratings were good, loyal Doctor Who fans that are not coming back. And the common theme, go to the Rotten Tomatoes right now and just pick a few. And most of them will say, I'm done. I watched the whole thing and I'm done. Not coming back. Now, a lot of people say that and they end up coming back. But I mean, am I seriously going to cover season 12? I don't know. This channel might not be here in 2 years, or we might be moving on, or I don't know. The IDW Next Generation Doctor Who crossover with Cyber and Borg was all right, but crappy art. The Leftover, I loved it, but the art did suck. The art totally sucked, but that's IDW. Thumbs up on the avocados. Yeah, definitely. Thank you for the super chat, Keely. I appreciate it. Make sure I didn't miss any more while I was sitting there freaking reminiscing like an old man. Oh, back in the day when I had a comic store. Oh my, I did miss one. There we go. Okay, we are all caught up. So, did anybody see Into the Spider-Verse? This PC crap ruined new Sabrina, new Charmed, new Supergirl. It will ruin Roswell and new Buffy. Barcelona 12, yes. Yes, I actually have a video coming out next week on that very subject, on how these things that were pretty good. I was never a big fan of Sabrina, but it was unwatchable. It was absolutely unwatchable. Within the first episode, I wanted to give it a chance. I'm like, I'll give it a chance. I mean, I like a lot of stuff. I would have never watched Charmed, but like Charmed becoming what it is, basically it's a feminist drama now. It's like, you do know that people like Charmed because it was three hot women walking around on screen being hot. That was the charm of the show. And then it actually got some plots that got people sucked in and stuff. But the whole draw was, it was Charlie's Angels. It was sexy. That was the draw. So you're going to do the polar opposite that. And I don't, people probably are watching it. Who knows? Supergirl. Yeah. And Supergirl did the same thing too. Supergirl did the same thing Doctor Who's doing right now. And yeah, and Sabrina and the new, and I don't think the Buffy reboot's going to actually happen. I don't. The new Roswell is coming out. And I probably won't watch it. Yes. Yes. Why would I watch Into the Spider-Verse? It's going to emasculate Peter Parker, and the whole thing would go to hell to do that. Nathan Norman, Peter Parker, did he get emasculated? He was kind of a loser. That did bug me a little bit. He was running around sweatpants, but they made it okay in the story because there's I don't like the Spider-Verse. I don't like there being multiple Spider-Mans. I don't like what Miles Morales has been turned into. He is part of SJW Marvel, which I hate. I don't like SJW Marvel at all. But the movie by itself, the story was charming enough to win me over. It was. As a movie, by itself, that's not going to mess with comic book canon or anything like that. The damage is done, by the way, with Spider-Man and Peter Parker and multiple Spider-Mans and stuff. There ain't no going back from that. That's something I dealt with a long time ago, Nathan. I mean, it upset me and it pissed me off. But yeah, Spider-Man, my favorite character, got ruined to the point where he's not my favorite character anymore. I mean, Daredevil, thankfully, they haven't fucked with that much, and he's my favorite character now. There were two Peter Parkers in the movie. There was one who had his shit together and one who did not. But he gets it together. What made the story good for me, Nathan, and you'll know this is something I harp on quite a bit, is it actually portrayed a good father. So maybe that sucked me in big time. They actually had a dad who was a real dad who gave a shit about his son but wasn't too soft on him. And it's the first time I've seen that in something from Hollywood in a good long fucking time. And I love that. Miles was a really good character in the movie. Okay, we got to separate, and this is something I want to talk about that's going to connect to Captain Marvel. We got to separate the tainted Miles Morales from the Marvel's comics, which is a tainted character. We will not argue on that. With the movie, that was fine. That was fine. But here's the problem, and I totally understand where Nathan is coming from. This is what Marvel's going to experience with Captain Marvel. Is these characters that Marvel has decided to take down the SJW highway and completely ruin has tainted your brand. And that's what's going on with Doctor Who and Star Wars. You're tainting your brand and your legacy to the point where Nathan Norman is not going to go see Into the Spider-Verse because you pissed him off so much. And he has every right to be pissed off, by the way, because you've done a lot of shit to piss him off. And he's like, fuck you. I'm not going to go see your movie now, no matter how good it is, because you know what? You took my character that I love and you flushed it down the toilet. Why should I reward you anymore, even if you come out with something good? That's where we're at. That's where we're at with Captain Marvel. Captain Marvel was Miss Marvel. Miss Marvel was a fine character. Nobody hated Miss Marvel. Nobody hated Warbird. She was kind of a nothing. She was kind of a background character. And Marvel has now made Captain Marvel into Marvel Superman. Marvel was never meant to have a Superman. It's not supposed to have a Superman. And it did. It was called Sentry, and he was crazy. Yeah, Hyperion. We've done this anyway. So Marvel doesn't have a Superman. It's not supposed to have a Superman. That's what makes it from DC. But all of a sudden, because they felt like they needed to build up their female characters, and the ones that were built up, they didn't own. X-Men, all the good female characters were X-Men. So they say that, which is bullshit, by the way. Total bullshit. They have plenty of female characters that they've had for years that they just decided that weren't marketable enough. And that's where this comes in, is all this lip service they're giving to women. They still don't think you're marketable enough to where you need to slap a label of a male character. And by the way, and this has been pointed out many times, Captain Marvel is actually a black woman. So we need to talk about that, because Monica Rambeau, the one I grew up with, she was black. She had a white costume. She was a member of the Avengers. Crazy powerful and a good character. Lasted a long time. Why aren't they using that? Well, they gave her a bit part in the movie, though. Interesting. So, yeah, this whole Captain Marvel thing is this Captain Marvel that they're presenting in the film is the Captain Marvel that is completely tainted with your base audience, the comic fans who are going to start that word of mouth, the people you still need to make the MCU go. Okay. Now I could argue that there's more MCU superhero fans than actual comic fans. There is. I mean, that's a fact. There's more MCU superhero fans than there is actual comic fans, but they are aware of what's going on in the comics. I am, half the people who say they're in the comics don't really read them. They probably go to Comics Explain, Comic Story, and whatever, get the plots there, which by the way, I'm not a fan of those guys. Sitting there spoiling comic book plots does not help comic books. It helps them, though. It helps them. It does. They don't sell a lot of comic books that way. Yeah, they might some, but I don't know. Listen, what needs to be done here is with the Captain Marvel movie is they need to never mention that she's a woman. They're just because we can see that, for one. We notice that. But do you think they're going to do that? Have you seen the marketing? They're releasing it on International Women's Day. No coincidence that they are copying the marketing from Black Panther and basically applying it to women, because this is how they think and they think they're going to get the same results. And who knows? Maybe they will. Maybe they'll do the female only screenings like they did with Wonder Woman and make a big issue about it. But the reason Wonder Woman was good is they never made an issue of she was a woman. You want to know why? Because Wonder Woman is a built up character that people loved for years. And the movie turned out to be pretty good. So there you go. Could that happen with Captain Marvel? Maybe. There's scrolls in it. That makes me happy. But Brie Larson, not a fan. Not a fan. Totally miscast movie. Nothing like the Captain Marvel that I remember reading prior to what we've gotten from Kelly Sue DeConnick and all that. So this is you're going to have the same results with Doctor Who and with Ghostbusters. You're going to get critics loving it. It'll probably make a little bit of money, but the backlash for it is going to cause problems for the MCU. MCU is this is going to happen. It's an inevitability. Look at every story that's come out in the last year and what has happened. It's time's up, folks, and it's time's up on Marvel. And I know we're like, hey, we believe in Kevin Feige. Maybe I'll be the first naysayer. There's a reason they opened this movie. Well, I mean, it's an International Women's Day, but they also moved up the Avengers 4 release date. There's a reason it's coming out only 2 months before then. They've seen it. There's been reshoots. There's been scuttlebutt on the quality of the movie and the quality of Brie's acting, but we'll see when it comes out. My guess is there's going to be a split audience again, because they're making a point of it. You know, that was my hope with Doctor Who. My hope with Doctor Who was, okay, man, I'm not down with the female doctor, but if they don't make a big deal about it and they give us a good story, maybe I'll like it. Maybe it'll be good. But no, they doubled down, tripled down on that shit, and they keep doing it. And I don't know why, because it's costing them money, and they can spin everything they fucking want, but it's costing them money. I'll go to that article right now. Self-produced show, folks. Okay. Now, on the surface, sure, it's good. It was the 5th highest rated series of Doctor Who, beating out one season of Tenet, season 3. I don't know why that one's low, by the way. I love season 3. Season 3 is fucking awesome. There's no reason. And series 11 being higher than season 3. But I will point out that Jodie Whittaker's series did air on BBC One on a Sunday night, and Chris Eccleston's did not air on BBC One, correct? And it was a Saturday. And I don't know when Doctor Who started airing on BBC One. Was it the Matt Smith era, or was it the end of the Tennant era? You guys can correct me on that. As far as US ratings goes, I've talked about this. Nobody watches TV on Saturday, and nobody watches TV in the summer. So it depends on when it was released. Here's the deal. So to get 7.7 million viewers, you lost action figure sales. I would say 50% of your male audience, and years of sales down the road. It's going to take years to recover, and years is at the earliest 4 years to recover. They've decided to double down, and you know what? I can't blame the BBC for bringing back Jodie for another season and Chris Chibnall based on these numbers, but they're caught in a trap right now, because they know what they have to know what they're going to get. They're going to go, well, they're taking a gamble here, and it's going to fail. And then our show is gone. I think our show is gone. I don't think they ramp this thing back up again. It's way too expensive for them. It's time consuming. I still don't understand why it takes entire year breaks. I understand if it's a show with like super high production value, but this does not have high production value. Again, Expanse is coming out within a year. Counterpart comes out within a year. Legion came out within a year. Legion's got more special effects than Doctor Who. Shit, it had animation in it. So yeah, and Oh, we froze. Fuck. Hey, the fuck? I gotta bring back the chat again. I'm sure I lost half my audience. That sucks. That's stupid fucking Chrome. Hate Chrome. What is get out of there? That really sucks. Hey, you guys are still there. That's fucking awesome. That freaking Chrome. Okay, so we're back. Where did we leave off? Complaining about Doctor Who. That was the last hour, right? Here we go. I'm going to pull up that goddamn article again that crashed everything. But at this time, I am going to close out some other goddamn windows. Dude, this computer's like a year old. This shit should not be happening, but it's Chrome. Chrome and Mac don't like each other very much, but I hate Safari, so I don't use it. But I'm going to have to start. That's just a matter of fact here. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, we're getting back there again. Hi, everybody. How's it going? I have some super chats I got to get back to too. And thanks for hanging in there. You guys are freaking awesome. Love you guys. All right, so Whitaker helps Doctor Who to the highest average audience since 2010. The series was watched by an average of 7.7 million viewers. This is consolidated numbers. I'm calling bullshit on some of your consolidated numbers. So, episode 1, the first episode, had 8.2 million overnight viewers, consolidated out to 10.54 million viewers, and then 2 weeks later they're like, oh, we found 400,000 more viewers, so it's actually 10.9, which just happened to eke out a win over Christopher Eccleston's first appearance. Now, I'm going to straight up, because I can, call bullshit on that. I think they made up some timey-wimey fucking rating shit to give Jodie a bit of a boost because her ratings were dropping like a rock as the season went on. A 50% drop as the season went on. Only one show ticked up, and that was it. That was the third to last. I think it was the Witchfinders. But after that, the finale cratered. The finale had 5.3 million viewers. That is 50% less than your opening. And somebody had tried to say that that's happened to Doctor Who before. Not that big of a drop. No, no, no. They keep comparing her to the Capaldi era, which isn't really fair because that's when things were dropping and there was multiple delays and they aired in summer, like I said before. It's total bullshit. They gave her every chance to. They gave her the best day during the best time here in the States. I'm sure it's the same way in the UK. That fall is the best time to be watching TV. They gave her every chance, and she barely beat Capaldi, barely. And people had already dipped out. The renewed interest was shock factor. Was some people who gave it a chance, old Whovians who gave it a chance. Believe me, this thing takes a year break, comes back in 2012, and you're right back down there at it'll probably be 3-4 million viewers an episode. That'd be my guess. In the States, it'll absolutely crater. In the States here, it'll be probably 300,000-400,000 overnight viewers. And yeah, it's just because I've seen this shit before. Anytime a show, no matter how good it is, takes a year break, it takes about a 30% hit. And unless it's fucking brilliant, it doesn't really recover it. So, and that's just here in the States. I don't know about you guys over there. The only ones that don't take a hit are like Breaking Bad, The Sopranos, Game of Thrones. And, Doctor Who should be as good as those shows, but it's not. And another thing Doctor Who is going to be experiencing is competition, tons of competition. I can watch Counterpart, The Expanse, and The Orville, and Project Blue Book, and Legion, and all kinds of shit. Castlevania, Alter Carbon. I don't need to watch Doctor Who anymore. I don't. I've got plenty of old Who to go back to, but if this is the new Who, and I love the story behind this scarf that they've been putting. They just found it somewhere and put it on. Yeah, and so they're using the Daleks because they have to, not because they want to, because they have to. So their return, I am guessing, will be in passing. Full ratings for all of Whittaker's 10 episodes, as the Doctor put the average audience at 7.7 million. The last time the show enjoyed a larger average audience across the entire series is 2010, Matt Smith's first year in the title role. Whittaker's average is also higher than the equivalent figure for David Tennant's second series in 2007, which did not air on BBC One and did not air on Sunday. The full ratings are different from overnight ratings as they include people who recorded the program and watched up to 7 days later, which, by the way, they did not count in Eccleston and Tennant's era. They did not count DVR at all. So if you count that, I bet you their net ratings would be higher. Audience of Whittaker's individual episode stories of Doctor Who slipped across the series from 10.54 million for the first episode to 6.24 million for episode 9 and 5.3 million, which was overnight for the 10th episode, which I guess consolidated out to 6.48. There you go. Not the big hit, a rating success. A lot of people who don't watch Doctor Who are very happy the Doctor's a girl and will not give a shit about the show. Or don't. They're already gone. They've already stopped giving a shit about the show, and we are stuck with a show that's trying to please somebody besides us. All right. Chris Persia, BBC Shenanigans. Why would they ever do that? Their Dr. PC Series 11s was so successful, wasn't it? It was. And this is the whole thing. Why are companies just denying reality, or are they trying to make it? There's one, those phrases like resistance that I love so much. There's one out there currently called making your truth that pops up in a lot of this SJW shit, which is you make your truth. Now, it sounds like just a dumb saying. It's actually kind of sinister. It's you deny facts. You deny things. You make your own truth because facts are now irrelevant because everything's a construct and we're all postmodern. No. All right. You don't make your truth. You have your opinions, but there's no such thing as your truth. But what Disney and BBC and CBS are trying to do is make reality. They're trying to convince us those aren't the droids you're looking for. Those ratings were good. It was very successful. What are you talking about? And the thing is, most people buy it because most people aren't as into shit as we nerds are. Okay. So most people are working, living their lives, having a good time or not. And occasionally look out the corner of their eye and they're all, hey, that was the most successful Doctor Who series in 10 years, which is going to stick in their head as the most successful Doctor Who series. Now, it doesn't matter. It does it like in the grand scheme of things, it doesn't matter. Does it cause, does it cosmically speaking matter if I don't get up and go to work? No, it doesn't. But it sticks in their head, and the way they word things, you're going to see they did a lot of funny wording in an article in my video, but this wording comes from press releases. It comes from the companies themselves. We're just getting complete lies about this stuff, and that's why people are running to YouTube. If the show was actually successful, like a huge success, okay, fine, I really wouldn't care. I'd be bummed and I'd move on. I'm going to do now. I'm going to talk about Doctor Who, but I will move on. Like, it's not going to kill me or anything. I sleep like a baby at night, believe me. But the bullshit they keep rolling out, and what's in store for Whovians for the next year? Well, if you're just a Whovian and you haven't been traveling around in the Star Wars or Star Trek fandom or the Marvel fandom of late, you're going to be in, just get ready to be called things you've never been called before, just because you simply don't like the show or because you happen to be against a female doctor for whatever reason. That makes you a bad person. Well, it doesn't. It actually doesn't. And if they have to defend their show by calling, it's like having an argument. We've talked about this with Viking Bitch. If you have an argument and somebody just goes, fuck you, you just won the argument. You just won the argument. So when you're arguing like, hey, this show sucks, and this is why, like a female doctor was kind of a bogus sexist move in reality, and they just go misogynist, sexist, then you've just won the argument. Just remember that, because you're going to get called that. I've already been called that, which is, and I don't do qualifiers. I don't feel the need to do that. I don't feel the need to defend myself. People can call me what they want. The only thing I would ask is, what have you done in your life? And I mentioned it earlier. What have you done in your life to make the world a better place, to make the world a little less racist, a little more inclusive? What have you done? Change your profile picture? Threw up an emoji? Is that what you've done? Okay. Okay, son. Whatever. There we go. Get into the chat. Have you watched Night Flyers? Deaths 0079. I need to watch the last two. I have watched it. I've actually enjoyed it. I've actually quite enjoyed it. Night Flyers and Origins are two shows that very similar, and I liked. But I'm a sucker for sci-fi. I am. Elba was too big to do Who. At the time, KZ Bay, he wasn't, but he did turn it down. I actually would have loved Idris Elba as Doctor Who. I want anything but Jodie. Anything but Jodie at this point. I wish they'd bring back Paul McGann for a proper series. We've talked about that before. I wish they would bring him back. Okay, so we talked about Dark Crystal, and so my Into the Spider-Verse review, which is going to go, I talked about it earlier. People are really pissed off at this character, but the movie's good. If you just look at the movie by itself, it's really good. It's got a great story with the dad and Miles Morales. He's actually got a family that's together. I'm like, what? A family together in a movie? What? That is so different. Yeah, Peter Parker is a slob and a schlub, but it comes correct because it has him as the mentor. And that's the always, if they were going to bring Miles Morales into the 616, I always thought you change his name to the Spider or something like that. You make him Spider-Man's Robin, and you do 50 years of him being the mentor to Miles Morales. And that would be great. That would be an aspect of Spider-Man that I would actually could live with. I don't like Spider-Man being in the Avengers. I don't like the I like it in the video games, like the Spider-Verse. But no, I don't like Spider-Gwen at all. And I'll tell you, they made her a decent character in this movie. She wasn't a Mary Sue. She wasn't an annoying SJW. She was just a character who was there, who just happened to be there. But again, that's a tainted character from the comics that I can completely agree with. So the fact that this movie did not make as much money as it could have was because of what you've done in the comics, Marvel. This lays right at your doorstep. Sony and Amy Pascal, I can't believe I'm fucking saying this, actually put out a good product, but not many people are going to go see it because of what you did fucking around in the comics. And you think that's going to be any different for Captain Marvel? You watch. You watch. If Captain Marvel, I'm telling you, I've been saying this for 2 years on this channel, for 2 years. Captain Marvel is going to get the kill shot on Thanos. And that is going to piss off every fan alive. But they are setting it up. At the very least, she's going to be the most instrumental character in defeating Thanos. The fact that at the end, I can't believe more people didn't get pissed. I was totally pissed at the post-credit scene. That the fact that after the Avengers got defeated, they called for Captain Marvel for help. I'm like, oh my fucking God. What? Deus Ex Machina bullshit. No, not in the MCU. Oh my God. What should have been on that pager is a 4. It's a goddamn 4. Fantastic Four, by the way, just in case you don't know. Brie hinted it in the new interview. She did. And I've already pulled the sound, the DJG show, from a podcast I did. Actually, I did a podcast in January of 2017, talking about Comicsgate right before like it all blew up, and just kind of like noticing it was going down, noticing it looked a lot like Gamergate. I pulled the sound from that because in that one I said Captain Marvel will come in and get the kill shot on Thanos. And I've said it multiple times. I've said it on other streams, and I just want to make sure it's cemented, that prediction. She'll put the kill shot on the MCU, Mako. Absolutely. And you know what? If they had done it right, I wouldn't have had a problem with it. If they would have introduced Captain Marvel, say 3 years ago, it'd have been Katie Sackhoff, and they wrote her like Miss Marvel. Okay. You don't have to put her in the Miss. I would like to have a sash. Honestly, that's the one iconic thing about Miss Marvel is her sash, and they took her sash away. A good sash is really, it works for pirates. I'd have been okay with it if they had introduced her, given her a few movies, and again, it was an actress that we liked, like Katie Sackhoff. Katie Sackhoff. I love Katie Sackhoff. And that's a woman right there. That's a mother kick-ass woman, but still a woman. And yeah. Yeah. And they have good female characters in Marvel. Gamora and Nebula are awesome. They're fucking brilliant. I want more of them. Karen Gillan kills it as Nebula. She is great. Yeah, they have Scarlet Witch. They've had Scarlet Witch, Black Widow. They're going to bring out this. They're going to come out with a Black Widow movie, and nobody's going to watch that. Nobody's going to watch that. It sounds so boring. Just some Soviet spy stuff with Hawkeye. If they go hard R like a Netflix Daredevil, then it'll be good. But they're good. The word on the street is comedy. Comedy. Yes, you heard me right. Oh man. I can only, but you hear us all the time. This is what we're reduced to in fandom. We're reduced to, it's not bad, or I hope it's better. I'm hoping for the best. Oh man, it's just now that we're 10 years into this whole MCU thing, I wish it didn't happen. As great as it was and as fun as it's been, what's the price we paid? We've lost our comics. Those are gone, you know. We've lost a lot of comic stores. If I had to do it again, if it would have been my choice, I you know, is would Marvel still be around? Yeah, it'd still be around. People say it would go bankrupt. It'd still be around. It'd probably be chugging along. But the thing is, it would have to try. It would have to try and be good. And that's when we get the good shit. But now Marvel never, ever has to try again because Disney bought it. And I'm right back to where I was the day it happened. I didn't like the deal. I thought it would turn out okay, but I will find that we did a podcast in my store, and what we said was the movies are going to kick ass and the comics are going to die. And that's exactly what happened. So at what price? Well, I mean, I like movies, but I like comics more. So I'd rather have good comics than good movies. That's just me. That's just me. I know I'm one of those dumb readers though. So yeah. I think television is miles better than movies. If it wasn't for MCU movies, I wouldn't even go to the theater. I go to the theater to watch superhero movies. Um, yeah, and Hobbit movies. They should have made a Black Widow movie 5 years ago and got James Bond writers to do it, and they won't. They won't ever do it, and don't care enough about her to do anything at all. No, they're gonna go out and get a female director who, unless they get there's just not a ton of action experienced female directors now. That probably doesn't matter with the MCU because they surround them with so many people they barely direct on their own anyway. It's kind of like a TV show, like the shit set up for them, so you're just there to say action. So they could probably get away with it there. But listen, Jessica Jones season 2, Doctor Who season 11, two of the commonalities was their priority was to get more women directors, which is great. The problem is most of the women were not experienced at all, and it showed. And it showed. Now, do they need to get experience? Yes. Do there need to be more women directors? Yes, but you just can't make them overnight. There's a huge systemic, I wouldn't even call it problem. There was just a thing that happened in Hollywood that more men were interested in it. That's it. That's all there was. It was just a matter of interest. The people weren't kept out. Now, maybe some women felt like they were kept out and felt like, or I don't know. I'm not in their heads. I have no idea. Is there sexism in Hollywood? Fuck yeah, there is. It's a horrible place. I was there. It's terrible. It's awful. It's a racist place too. It's really fucking racist down there. But yeah, it was just a matter of interest. Okay, we want more female mechanics too. Why isn't there more female mechanics? Well, there's no interest. That's it. It's not like they're being kept out. I've said this argument before. Tesla is bending over backwards to find female mechanics. They'll probably offer them more money. They'll probably train them. All you have to do is walk up. You could have zero experience and go, if you train me, I'll be a mechanic. They'll probably fucking do it for you. Like they are desperate. But there's none. There's none. I think in my lifetime in parts, which adds up to almost 20 years, I've seen 3 female mechanics. 3. So why? I mean, that's a damn good paying job. Holy crap. They're desperate for auto mechanics. Auto mechanics make minimum around here, 100 grand a year. 100 grand a year turning wrenches. And it's not even as hard as it used to be. Most of it's just plugging shit in, diagnostic. Yeah, Ryan Johnson Cannon School. Oh, fuck that dude. The more I hear about that guy, God, just selfish dude. He made the movie for him. Yeah. Megan Fox is a mechanic. I wouldn't be surprised if she is. She was supposed to save Star Trek. What happened to that? Didn't a female engineer? That's an engineer. That's not a mechanic. Sue the shit out of Tesla for being mistreated. Why would any woman want to join? Because one woman got mistreated in an entire company. I think that's a and what's here? Let's see what happened with that story. Uh, uh, and having worked at Tesla, I can't like being who the hell would have mistreated? They bend over backwards to be respectful to their employees. They're I mean logistically kind of dumb sometimes, but yeah. So one person gets mistreated an entire company, and we just don't work there. Guess what? Men get mistreated there too. Uh, it was 2017, and it's still alleged. Yeah, I'm sure there's sexual harassment everywhere. But we're talking about mechanics. We're not talking about engineers. So engineers work down in down by San Jose at the main branch, and they do the designing and stuff. So mechanics, which are different from engineers are designers. They're kind of almost scientists. Mechanics actually just work on the cars. So and they are my experience. Everybody was treated the same. Um, yeah, it was another. It wasn't great. It wasn't bad. The reason I left is just because I'm done with corporate America. I'm not a fan. I'm not a fan. I'm not a rah rah team guy for anything but my stuff, pretty much. So and plus I'd already been a boss. It's kind of hard to go back, and but it's a good place to work. I mean, if like you're a young kid coming up, a young woman or man, I would highly recommend that job. Their benefits kick ass. They're free. They're fucking free. Okay. They offer top dollar free benefits and stock options. Take that fucking job if you can get it. And you can, you start the gate 3 weeks vacation paid. 3 weeks vacation paid the minute you walk in the door. Tell me another fucking place that does that. No, they're good. As far as mistreatment and stuff, listen, people are going to get mistreated, but it is better now than it ever has been as far as corporate America and people being treated. Yeah, there was listen, the auto industry used to be the worst. The worst. The only thing that was worse than the auto industry was Hollywood. But Mike, yeah, man, terrible stuff 20, 30 years ago, but now it's great. What price glory, Captain Marvel? Just read $2 super chat. Thank you so much. Do you think that we'll get a live action Giganta? I don't. I have never even thought about that silhouetted animator. Sure, why not? I'll stick by this. If okay, so it all depends on the success of. Well, maybe if do you think no, because they would probably have to do it on TV silhouetted animator, and I would say no. That would be kind of cool though. It would be cool to see in the Wonder Woman movie as like a throw out villain. That'd be kind of funny. Giganta, but I want her in her old like cheetah costume. Uh, Maybe after all the SJW stuff is over, someone will be smart enough to make shows and movies that are brand new and not old remakes, says DJ Bowman. Yes, that's. I think we're going to see a big independent boom, even with genre. Uh, Yeah, that's the thing I asked before. Where are the female? Yeah, like you can't just want all the executive cool jobs. Where are the female sanitation supervisors? Where are the female uh, trash truck drivers? Where are the female ditch diggers? Working for PG&E. Now PG&E actually is trying to like get some more women in there, and that's good. And there's tons of stuff out there. There's tons of programs there's tons of training. They are desperate for female representation in sanitation, in with mechanics. They listen. Mechanics is a job that like you can call your shot right now. If you're an auto mechanic, fuck, you can. You can call your and you're good. You can. The sky's the limit on what you can make. There is There's people chasing after mechanics. The master tech at the Toyota place I got offered the job once a week. And if you're a master tech, you don't even work that hard. You just kind of point at shit and tell other people to do stuff and walk out. Work half a day and make 200,000 a year. Yeah, that's pretty good. Gary, what do you want from Cobra Kai season 2? Cobra Kai season 2. I want more of Cobra Kai season 1. I don't want them to become self-aware. I want them, and it looks like they're gonna kind of go in the order of the movies, and they're gonna kind of tackle issues from Karate Kid 1, and then tackle issue from Karate Kid 2, and then maybe go in the Karate Kid 3. So it's gonna be a reflection of the Karate Kid 2. That's what I expect. The ending was awesome, and I can't fucking wait. Does anybody know when it's coming out? It should be soon, right? It's been almost a year. And the first episode got 50 million clicks. 50 million clicks. That would be kind of funny, High Desert 004. Wouldn't it be funny when Wonder Woman 84 comes out and 80s nostalgia will be so over? 80s nostalgia has a couple more years. It's the 20-year rule. I experienced this when I was in my teenage years with 60s nostalgia. So when all the kids are into now is all this 80s nostalgia. I was the kid, or our generation was really into fucking 60s hippie shit, even though we were punk rockers. It made no sense, but we were really into that stuff. The Beatles and all that. And yeah, it dies out. It dies out right around the turn of a decade. Okay. So 90s nostalgia is already creeping in, and that's next. It's the 20-year rule, 25-year rule. Once a generation gets old enough to have disposable income, they start remembering their childhood and they start buying shit they couldn't buy when they were kids. It's a new thing. It's relatively a new thing. It's only been happening as pulp culture has popped up since the 1960s. So, yeah, 90s nostalgia is next. But yes, unfortunately, Wonder Woman 1984, there still be some nostalgia. But as I've stated before, Hollywood is always at the tail end of trends. They're always the back end. That's where trends go to die. So it's gonna get close, High Desert 04. It'll be close. It'll be close. Um, Hey, are you guys getting all these warnings in the chat? Welcome to the live chat. Remember to guard your privacy and abide by community guidelines. It's like I've been seeing that. It's like, okay, I got it. I got the message, folks. I got the message. Get that thing out of my chat. I hope they bring up John Kreese's time in Vietnam and how it broke him and enforced the doctrine of his school. That would be cool to give him some layers. Yes. And I think that's what they're going to do, Nathan. I don't think they're going to do mustache twirling villain, that they've really set the precedent of we're going to show the motivation of both sides. That was the beautiful thing about the show. Uh, my son is really into 80s stuff. Yep. Oh yeah, mine is too. Mine's like asking about our VHS tapes now. I kept my VHS tapes because I keep shit. And now they're all fascinating to Logan. And we got to get a VHS player. I'm all, why? They look like shit. And I'm like, oh my God, I sound like my dad. I just said I just said a dad thing. Why do you want that? It looks stupid. So of course we got to dig out the VCR somewhere. Watching X-Men Apocalypse yet again, I realized the Easter. Why are you doing that, Harley's little sister? Realized the Easter egg of third is always the worst. When the kids go to see Star Wars movie and debate the original is the best. Meta. The actors aren't fans of Karate Kid 3, so don't expect them to touch that too much. The Lethal Diva. I'm not too sure. Well, yeah, maybe not. But if I was a creator, I would try to talk them into it. I'm like, this is a way to fix it. Why don't we fix some of the things you think are wrong and then just bullshit them and then write my own thing that pays homage to it? I think they will, DJ Bowman. I think they will bring back characters from the second movie. CD Horde does not want to lick Gary, and nor do I want you to lick me. I would like you to lick the button. Yeah. Yeah, Mrs. Nerdrotic would not like that. Is there a night? Is there anything in '90s to be nostalgic about? LOL says High Desert 04. I suspect there is. Oh, I can't wait for baggy pants and flannels and fucking ponytails to come back. God damn. Oh, it shames me to say I resisted long hair in the '80s. I always had like a mohawk or spiky hair. '90s, long ass hair. Long ass Anthony Colitis hair down to my ass. Um, Get Out Loud is it's called the people slash things interest gap. Men generally like working with things, cars, computers, tools, etc., and women generally like working with people, nurses, teachers, social workers, etc. Absolutely, geek out loud, and that's why there was always especially in the entertainment industry, I always experienced a pretty much a 50-50 split with men and women. There's always plenty of women there in the executive and just in my couple of years there. But as far as project managers and stuff, yeah, there was tons of women there. But the things thing, that's when you get into editing, working with cameras. Um, but you're right. You're right. They already brought up the third film and how the school was shut down because it was Mike Barnes is out there in the waiting in the wings. Yep. Mr. Twisted 72 still has his his VHS or VCR. What the hell? I just got a commercial interruption in the live stream. What? It's not supposed to do that. I don't do mid rolls. Sorry that happened. I apologize. Maybe that, you know what? Maybe it was when I went out. Matthew Matson, I dropped out for a second. Maybe they threw up a commercial. That'd be kind of funny if they did that. I wish they would do like if they could sense when you drop out and they could do we are experiencing technical difficulties. We will be back in do. Where's our hench for life temporary tattoos, Bryce 111? Yeah, those need to exist. Nirvana, yes. And hundreds of VHS movies. Yeah, I've got hundreds. I used to work at the warehouse. Nathan Norman, you don't forget Terry Silver and the greasy evil villain who messed with Danny's head and legit tried to get him killed. Yes. Yes, commercial and dropout. Oh, okay. A live action Giganta would look hideous and deformed. I think they did a version of her in the comics. What made you think of that, silhouetted animator? Do you just walk around thinking, I wonder what Giganta would look like live action? I kind of like that. You're so freaking nerdy. I love that. I think about shit like too, but not DC characters. I think about like Satana. That's what I think about. Like in her 70s shit. Technical interruptions. Has someone been watching the Anti-Trekker? I know. Yes, I watched the Anti-Trekker. The Anti-Trekker. We're experiencing bullshit in the geek culture. Please stand by, says Jess Reed. Would be hilarious if you had dropped out a commercial was of Doctor Who Series 11. That would be Dave Gibson. That would mean somebody's watching, though. That would mean somebody's watching. Yeah, I love silhouetted animator. He's like laying in bed at night going, damn, I wonder what Elastigirl wears in the wintertime. I'm just kidding, but I wonder if Batman puts insoles in his boots. You have three major villains in the lore of Karate Kid, and you can use them well and evolve them into people not 80s two-dimensional stereotypes. Absolutely, Nathan Norman. There's a dude, they can go so many places. And the world they set up, and it wasn't even like it was the greatest. It was really good writing. It was clever writing. It was the smartest use of writing. It's like it was as simple as this. We cast the old characters. We found some good kid actors, which is really important. and we basically based the whole series on a video, which is a YouTube video. That whole like turning the tide and making Danny look like the villain. That's what they based it on, and it worked. It worked. Just do more of that. The thing is, sometimes when you have lightning in a bottle and then you try to figure it out, you end up screwing it up. So it's best if they don't think about it too much and just have fun. But look at how many people are talking about this thing. I mean, that was probably one of the biggest hits of 2018, right? Wouldn't you say? I mean, as your memorable things of, I don't want to do that, but as your memorable things of 2018, Karate Kid has got to be in the top 3, right? Not Zatanna, Satana. There's a difference. Halam 899. There's Zatanna and there's Satana. Zatanna is a magician who is right up there. See her right there? Up on my top shelf. Satana is the daughter of the devil and in the Son of Satan comic books, who made a first appearance in Marvel Premiere. God, I'm in the 20s. Marvel Premiere in the 20s. Zatanna is a boring character, says Angel Felicino. Unless written by Paul Dini, Angel. If you haven't read the Paul Dini run of Zatanna, I came out in the early aughts. Highly recommend it. Really, really good. But mostly a boring character who, yeah, they don't do a lot with. And it's kind of I don't want to call it the trope. Kind of what's going on with with male writers writing females in comics right now. They're all boring. They're all freaking boring because they're afraid to write. They're afraid to write any female with a flaw because then they'll be called something. So that's part of what's going on too. That's why Zatanna, read the Paul Dini comic book run. I still have a VH copy of John Travolta in Blowout, and I don't know why. I swear I threw it away. That says Joe Turbo. God, I could say that about half of my shit. Imagine Mike. Oh, I already read that one. Karate Kid XD. Yeah, no shit. Best of 2018. Says Hunter Tim. Altered Carbon. Yeah. She had one. High Desert 04. Zatanna had a decent comic run, but then DC canceled it to reboot their universe for the 7th time. She will not get a movie. No, she cannot carry a movie. If she was in Justice League Dark as part of the character, the problem is they wouldn't give her the costume that everybody likes and knows. So they'd have her wearing like, pants, like jeans, and she'll have a wand. So she'll be in her straight. I mean, like, it's lame. Santana is a musician, says Mr. Roboto. One of the best parts of Cobra Kai was getting Johnny's POV on what happened in the Karate Kid. Absolutely, Jess Reed. Absolutely. The best of 2018 was Castlevania Fight Me. No. Cajun 451. I'm not going to argue with that at all. Castlevania was a shit. Most CW characters are badly written. Yes, they all are, I think. Love Alter Carbon, reading the book right now. Yeah, tell me what you think of the book, Mary Ashmead. The show was better, in my opinion. Will we get a female damsel in distress ever again? I don't think so. I don't think so. No. We need a good Ghost Rider, 1970 style. Damn, Joe Turbo, you're speaking my language. Yes. I mean, Cosmic Ghost Rider was kind of fun for a second, but yeah, I would just want Johnny Blaze on a motorcycle fighting demons. Can we just, I'll even take Danny Cage at this point in time. Zatanna and Young Justice was everything in Young Justice was pretty good. Halam 899. Pants and skirt like Michael Burnham in season 2. Yes, CD Horde, exactly. Zatanna exists in the DCEU thanks to a mention of her and her dad in Gotham Metropolis travel book made by promos of BVS. The DCEU does not exist anymore, though, silhouetted animator. That's the part of the problem. It does not exist anymore. It is now the DCU. And Aquaman, by what I'm hearing right now, the scuttlebutt is Aquaman, if it's successful, is going to restart everything and they're just going to blend. But Henry Cavill is not gone, apparently, according to Jason Momoa. He is not leaving. So I don't know if that's true or not, but Doctor Strange and M. Night Shyamalan film, that'd be interesting, I think. I think he's found his way again. Glass looks amazing. I can't wait for Glass. That's coming. Oh, that's next month. Good. Huge fan of Unbreakable. So we do need a Dread series 6 scale combat tomorrow. We need a Dread series. Carl Urban, but the problem is he's busy right now in The Boys, in my friend's series, The Boys. Can't wait for that to come out. But fucking Dread was so good. It's a classic. It's an instant classic. It's a goddamn classic. And it's one of those ones, like The Matrix was a hit in the theaters, but it wasn't a mega hit. It was a secondary market hit, and that's what really got it to sequels. It sold so many goddamn DVDs. It did just as well in DVD market as it did in the theaters, which was great. Austin Powers is a great example. The first Austin Power movie flopped, but it did so well in the secondary market, it got a sequel. That's what kind of Dread is. Dread didn't do well in the theaters for lots of reasons. They should have called it Judge Dredd. That's just me. And the promotion for it was horrible. And it turned out to be one of the best comic book movies ever. Is that a stretch? No, it doesn't. And that's what made it beautiful. It does not have crossover appeal to the mainstream audience. It played straight up to comic book fans, and that's why we love it. Problem is, we are not. Our numbers are not big enough to carry anything anymore. Comic book fans. We're in a huge spaceship, DJ Bowman. I'm waiting for the Orville to come and save us, or Doctor Who did that too. Jason Momoa is not Warner Brothers CEO or DC Films president. Agent Future. He isn't? No. Yeah, we'll see. But according to him, he's not out. But he's a bit of a loose cannon with his Twitter too, so he might be just talking shit. You're right, Agent Future. It doesn't matter. He can be in a Superman. Warner Brothers said they're not making a Superman movie, so he can be in all he wants. They're not making anything. They can use Superman as a godlike heard but not seen character. I hate that. I hate it in Titans. I want to see my Batman and Superman. I want to see him. Damn it. I mean, look at how many people got excited about Batman's fucking shadow in the scenes from Titans. That sucks, Matthew. I'm sorry to hear that. Let me check my stream, make sure it's only okay right now. It's only okay. Yep. This sucker could crash again. God damn it. My editing software crashed again. Damn it. It's unbelievable, this damn thing. Yes, I updated it. Okay. I just want to make sure I didn't miss any more super chats, which we did not. And thank you, everybody, for all the great super chats. Okay, I'm going to wrap this thing up. I got to finish this video. Got to go pick up my kid from school. Plus, we'll do it again on Wednesday. We'll be back on Wednesday. Or if any news drops, I will be like, if anything big drops, I'll be live. I'll go. But guys, thanks for hanging in there through the dropout and everything. I like beyond impressed with that. I love you guys. I really do. Hope you're having fun with these. I love doing the Nooners and the live streams with you guys. They're my favorite things to do. We've gotten a lot of new subs. This is crazy. I'll promise I won't let this shit go to my head. Believe me, I'm the kind of, I've told the story before. The one time I thought I was all fucking, like I had it all. Like I was all cool. I was at a party and two of the hottest girls there were like, "Hey, Gary." And I'm all, "What's up, ladies?" And I lit a cigarette and walked right into a fucking sliding glass door and broke right through it. That's my life. Okay. So yeah. Thank you everybody for joining up. And yeah. And we will see you all soon. I am dropping a Doctor Who video in about an hour and a half. And granted that I didn't lose the whole thing, but I don't think I did. And then the Doctor Who Christmas idea video will air on Tuesday or Wednesday. We're hoping for Tuesday. Our next stream is going to be Wednesday morning at 9:30 a.m. Of course, there's Friday Night Tights this Friday. We have check out our schedule. We just got a ton of stuff coming up. The Runaways is coming up. We're going to be reviewing the Runaways. Of course, the Orville is out in a couple weeks. We're going to be reviewing the Orville. Star Trek Discovery, of course. There's a short trek, and then it starts up. Of course, we're covering Counterpart right now. It's kind of a slow burn, but I'm loving it, and I'm so happy it's back. So, and I hope you guys are happy back. You will notice that this is a much longer Patreon video because I've updated it. I've updated it. So OG Spock Love is on this and all kinds of people are on it. And you guys are great. And remember, Doctor Who fans, I say this again, just be ready. Be ready for the shit you're going to get. And it's okay. It's okay because you can come here. We can talk about it. We don't put up with crap here. And we'll try to keep it as real as possible. Yeah. Fucking no Doctor Who for a year. And it's good. How sad is that? That it's good. This is what you can get for our Patreon representation. You can join for as little as $1, and you can watch. We're gonna do a Doctor Who Christmas party watch party, which is going to be a lot of fun, I think. Anyway, and the poll will go up this afternoon, and we are going to thank all of our super chats because that's what we do here. We'll start at the top. Steele Johnson for $2. Jess Reed for $5. Gamer Gambit for $5. Paul Thumpkin for $5. The Hunky Chunky Funky Monkey for £5. Frag Minion for $2. Steele Johnson for $5. Grayscale Played for $5. Rolo Cat for £6. Brent Newman for £6. Ridiculed Reptile Reviews, which I will be reading your script, 200 Swedish dollars. Gamer Gambit for $10. Maza Monty for £5. Thank you. Grayscale Played for $5. Keely Ann for $5. Grayscale Played for $2. Chris Persia, Canadian, $5. And Jess Reed for $2. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. And let's get the last thing we got to thank is all you folks who hung out in the gosh damn chat this whole time. Lex Truther, Mr. Twisted 72 for $2 for the Mighty Wrenches. Yes, the DJG show. Mary Ashmead, Cato Roan. I know Cato, Mary Ashmead. Penn Farm Girl was here. Mako, Silhouetted. Silhouetted Animator. Hello, Silhouetted Animator. Sculpted Leather Art by Viking Bitch and Movie Fanobi. Thank you for all the wonderful wrenches. And also Penn Farm Girl. Thank you for this. My coffee fell off, but I'm just so impressed with the Pete's coffee. Look, see? Look how good that looks. That's awesome. So Penn Farm Girl sent me this. That's a great likeness, I think. So thank you so much. And Natasha Coulter, Bryce 11544, DJ Bowman, Mr. Roboto, Gamer Gambit, Cajun 451, Captain Robert April. Please check out his channel out. He's so close to 1,000 subscribers. Broly Canonize, Mr. Twisted 72. Thank you for the super chat again. Danny Miller, Artemis Over Easy. What's up? Joe Turbo, 6 Scale Combat, Tommelfinger, CD Horde, Dark Angel Liar, Silhouetted animator. I said that before. John Smith. Halam 899. Angel Felciano, Matthew Matson, Adam Deacon. And I think KZ, what is it? KZ Bay. Gamer Gambit. And that's it. Oh, and High Desert 004. Thank you so much, everybody. Please go to nerdrotic.com and check out our schedule for our live schedule. And may the small folks sing songs of your greatness. Good night. Cheers. See you. Good day. Whatever it is. See you on Wednesday. Bye-bye.